Welcome to the Guts and Gears K-Door Gun Carriage Battle Engine Model Assembly episode. The K-Door Gun Carriage comes in 15 pieces. I first attached the wheels to the lower part of the gun carriage. After I attached the wheels with super glue, I then went to the horses. I did a bit of filing with the horses to make sure that there were no gaps when I put them together. I also then used the P3 modelling putty to smooth over any small gaps there may be when the horses were stuck together. As you can see, there is some great detail on the horses. Next, I attached the side cannons to the top part of the gun carriage. Also, as you can see, the gun carriage has some amazing pieces of detail on it. I'm particularly surprised because it's only 15 pieces, the amount of detail that's been put on the actual model. As you can see, the rivets and also the back and front of the top part of the gun carriage. Now, once that was done, I attached the top half and the bottom half of the carriage together with super glue, and once I let that dry and stick together, I then attached the horses onto the front part of the gun carriage. I then moved on to the base. Now with the base, I wanted to give the actual gun carriage a story, and what I did first is I cut some foam. I drew a circle which I used the gun carriage base for. I then cut a semicircle through it, drew a semicircle line, and then started to cut. Once I cut the semicircle, I cut off the excess foam. After I did that, I basically fit the actual semicircle onto the base. Then I cut lines to actually make a indent within the foam to create the pavements. After I did that, I applied the putty onto the lower part of the base. I also added some extra features, added some lamp posts, some lighting, also created a bit of sewage, and I did a bit of water effects onto the base, which was quite fun to do. I then primed the actual gun carriage black. I just painted it black. What I actually did was use the P3 primer spray, and I sprayed it all black. I used the Scorn Red from the P3 paint range to base most of my gun carriage red. This is an excellent paint that goes over black really well. After that, I used Cador base red and a bit of an equal mix of Scorn Red to go over it to give it a better red definition. Then went over it again with Cador red base, and to highlight it to give that extra definition to the actual model and to the parts I wanted it to be red, I mixed a bit of an equal mix of Cador red base and Cador red highlight. For the wheels, cannons and emblems on the gun carriage, I used a metallic silver, pink iron. I then mixed a bit of pink iron and the P3 Quicksilver, which is another silver metallic, to give a better definition of the actual metal. I also painted some of the rivets and different bits and bobs of the actual gun carriage silver, where I wanted to find that iron component to the gun carriage. Then, to give the gun carriage and the horse a little bit more definition, I painted some of the parts bronze. To get the bronze out, I used the basic bronze colour, and then I mixed gold, an equal mix of gold and bronze, to give the bronze parts of the actual gun carriage a bit more definition. Finally, I added some armor wash. I did some heavy armor wash on the wheels. I also did some armor wash on the entire model, but very light, and some heavy armor wash on the actual horse. Now, I left the master gunner to the end. I painted him separately, and he's still not attached to the actual gun carriage. He's detached. He's a detachable piece, and I'm looking forward to using it on the battlefield. I hope you enjoyed this Guts and Gears model assembly videocast. I hope you look forward to more.